Alrighty guys, so it's another day in the shed today, another YouTube episode. Today we're working on some rear scrub bars. So I've actually already gone ahead and bent one up just to make sure that I wasn't going to make myself look like a retard on camera, make sure I can make all the bends and stuff. So this side of the truck's a little bit trickier than the other side just because we've got this fuel door. Lots of people said just put the scrubbies on and take the fuel door off, but that looks horrible. 2 seconds. So if you look in here, this never got Raptor-coated, so it looks horrible, and I just don't like the look of it with the door off. So we're going to put the bar on, like we normally would, and then we'll just notch out, sort of similar to how we did the rear bar, we'll just notch out a spot and plate it in for the fuel door to open. So I've already bent this side up, I'll just grab it and show you the idea behind what we're going for. So here's the first one that I've already bent up for this side. We also have this little 32 NB elbow. I just picked it up from the local steel supplier. So I can't make a bend tight enough to get round to this plate, still keeping the scrub bar nice and close to the body. So the idea is we're going to do something a bit like this. And then we'll do the same on the other side. And then yeah, we'll just notch out of here for the fuel door. If we have to notch too much out, that'll obviously make the scrub bar a lot weaker. So when we're slamming it against banks, it'll just crumple into the body, which is not what you want. So if we do have to take too much out of this, we're going to have to, if we do have to take too much out of this, we're going to have to figure something else out. But we'll just rip into it, I suppose, and see what we can do. So first step is to grind off the Raptor coat on the slider and tack this bad boy in place. I will have my brother showing up in a sec to help hold stuff and weld stuff, so it should be a good episode. Let's rip into it. As you guys know, I am an avid fan of Carl's at Anomaly Off-Road. I've got both of his bash plates here that he offers for the short wheelbase Escudos. I'm just going to give them a bit of a freshen up. The back one was black and the front one was red, but I suppose it's not really big enough for its own video, so we'll just tack it into this one. I've painted the bottom sides of them. I'm just wire wheeling the top because I didn't paint them the first time around, so there's a fair bit of rust. I'm just wire wheeling the top out, and then I'll paint the insides of them as well, and we'll throw them back on. I've also upgraded the front bash plate with the 2 bolts on the bottom. I used my own bolts for that. I didn't use the bolts that Carl supplied, so as a result, I've actually ripped the bolts out quite a few times, and I've ruined the threads in the truck that they go into. So I have drilled out and re-tapped the threads to an M12 instead of an M6. I've got some big M12 8.8 stainless button head machine screws. That's a mouthful, try saying that one 8 times fast. To hold the bash plate on now, so they should be way better than the littler ones with the big heads because they just rip off. So yeah, we'll just get into this. You can watch along? Yeah. Okay guys, so we've got this one tacked on now. We've got our little elbow tacked in here. One of the bolts that I was planning on using to bolt this on is not accessible because it's like behind there. And I've still got to drill this hole out a bit to make that bolt fit. But there it is, tacked up. We've got it tacked down here, tacked on here. we're not going to have to take too much out for the fuel door, I think, at least just to be able to get it open enough to get a fuel nozzle in there. So yeah, we'll just I don't know, suppose full weld it and then start bending the other side. So just a couple things to touch on. As you can see, I am using galv pipe. This is the equivalent of 32 NB pipe from Asmus or Steel and Tube or Vulcan or anywhere like that. Except this was used as water pipe on my grandparents' farm. So when they sold up, they had a whole bunch of this sitting in their shed, or just outside their shed, and I've picked it all up and I'm using it to make my bars and stuff. So just remember, if you're working with galv stuff like I am, grind the galv off before you weld. I'm going to go around now and grind all the galv off where I've got a weld. Second thing worth noting is if you're welding on your vehicle like I am, this is clamped over the chassis, this is bolted into the chassis. Just take your negative terminal off your battery. Well, not the terminal. Just take the negative lead off your battery so that there's no chance of shorting it out or anything. You'd hate to go to start your truck back up and it doesn't work because a whole bunch of the electrics are fried. So keep those couple of things in mind if you're doing stuff like this. Grab your bag of chips, grab a bevy, stick around, and we'll keep ripping into it. Alrighty, so we've got one side all fully welded now. We just dropped it down a bit so we can get in here. We've also ground all the welds back, so this side is pretty much done. We'll just jump on. I've already bent up the other side as well, so we'll just jump around to putting the little elbow. Bradley's going to make the little plate that we need to go just here, and then we'll weld that one on, and maybe go pick up some Raptor and Raptor them today. We'll have to see how we go. So as you can see, we've got them both fully welded on now. I haven't got any Raptor coat or primer, so we'll Raptor coat them next weekend. We'll include that in this video, so you guys will be seeing it in a sec. I'll be doing it next weekend. We've just got a couple of welds up on the front that we've cleaned up as well on the front scrubbies, so we'll Raptor coat all them. We'll Raptor coat the notch in the bar, and from where we cut the devil horns off, and it'll all be looking nice and mint. Yeah, one thing I can see happening is I can see these threads ripping out of these bolts down here. So if that does happen, we've opted for the option of welding these plates on both sides, and putting a scrub bar joiner in the middle here. I've got a mate that can source some of them for me, so I thought these front ones here, my little joiner would rip out, but they're still alright. So we might be alright back here, but if we rip these threads out, we'll just buy 4 scrub bar joiners. We'll go one here and one here, and then same on the other side, just to keep it all even, make sure everything's still nice and strong, and then we at least get to weld that plate on, so it'll be nice and solid and it won't ever come off. Chee-hoo! Okay guys, so another day in the shed. We are picking up where we left off last time. We're going to be painting the scrub bars. I'll show you the product we use in a sec. It's not Raptor coat, it's something slightly different that I've been recommended to try. So we'll get these all painted up. We're also going to get our bash plates back on, and we're going to take off some plastic trim in the front wheel arch that's going to be catching on the tyres, and we're also going to smack back a pinch weld that's in there just so we don't get any cuts in our tyres. So we'll rip into all that, and you can follow along. Alrighty guys, so this is the stuff that we're using. It is Rust-Oleum's Truck Bed Pro Grade paint. One of my mates said it is pretty much the same as Raptor coat, looks the same, applies the same. This is only a 1-pack paint, not a 2-pack paint. The Raptor coat cans, you got to push a little button in the end to get it all mixing. So we'll see how it goes. Worst case scenario, we just have to grind this off and put Raptor coat on anyway. But this stuff here is $33 a can as opposed to the 99 or 110 or whatever it is for Black Raptor. So it's definitely worth a shot. Guys, so with those couple of things tidied up, we got the scrub bars painted, we got the bash plates back on. I'm just about to throw the rear winch back in, but that's her sitting ready for a cert. So I've got it booked in with Colin in Rotorua just over a week away. So I'll keep you guys updated as to how that goes, if it passes or if it fails, what it fails on, etc. So drop us a subscribe if you'd like to see that. Like the video, share the video around if you and your mates have got Suzuki's as well. It helps the channel out heaps. Hopefully we'll start growing soon. And then once this is certed, we're going to go hit some tracks and we'll film all that and upload all that on here as well. So definitely subscribe if you haven't already and like it if you haven't already, and we'll catch you next video. Ciao!